This podcast contains real stories, adult language, and occasional chaos. Some content may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised, especially if you're easily offended, overly nostalgic, or still living in a dorm.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Dorm Disorder Podcast. As always, I'm here with my boy.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Dorm Disorder Podcast. We are back in the building once again.
I wish I was not back in the building. I wish I was still on my cruise. Look, folks, thanks, a big shout out to Ed Crawford, also known as Eric Cruising, for putting together our class of 1996 reunion cruise. Folks, we had an amazing time. If you haven't been cruising, it's definitely something you should do. And you know what the best part for me? We went on Virgin. There was no cheering. No cheering to be heard, to be seen, to be spoken upon. No cheering. It was an amazing, amazing time. And now I'm all in the cruise life. I got to go do this again.
Nah, boat and water, not for me.
Not for me. It's a ship.
You ship, boat, it don't matter. You sit on the water and you stuck there until you port somewhere else. So that's not my bag. It's not my bag. But I'm glad you had a good time though.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
Yeah. I hope everybody heard the new intro.
Oh!
Our new intro is jamming a little bit. Give shout out to Carl Madison, Gerard alum, and also fellow, wait for it.
Oh God.
Wait for it.
Oh God.
Wait for it.
No.
9-4.
Y'all are so damn ridiculous.
Carl Madison.
Why
my
are y'all
man.
this way? Why?
I want to just give him a shout out because we worked together. I sent him some samples of what we were looking for. We wanted that old school, a little bit of vibe going, a little bit of roots. I got some horns and some stuff in there. So he listened, came back with some 2 samples. You and I listened to both of them. We selected one. He was great to work with. So his information will be at the back of this episode. You'll see his Instagram, but it is I am Carl Madison. If you selling frying pans, kitchen knives, something that's not a kitchen utensil, if you got a show and you need some music, please hit him up. I guarantee you'll be happy with it.
Yo, thank you so much for this music. I loved listening to those samples when they came across my little feed. And I was like, no. He was like, I don't want to tell you which one I like, but let me know which one you like. Yeah. This one, this intro, that one was hitting. Loved it. Thank you so much. Glad to keep this a part of our Dorm Disorder Podcast for some time now, for a good while, until you come up with something new.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I didn't go on a cruise, but I went to K-pop. So, yeah, well, I need to talk about this because I'm a little bothered by it. So, I've never been to K-pop before. I think I was at once, but we took my son, had a birthday. We go to K-pop, and it's $31.99 a person. All right. We got 9 people, so I'm doing the math in my head. I'm not cheap, but I'm just trying to figure out where we're going to be at with this, right? You got to cook it yourself.
Yeah. Well,
what the hell? For $31.99, like, what are we talking about here? I got to cook my own pork belly? Like somebody should be flipping this for me. I don't.
That sounds like it sucked. That part of it.
The sake was all right.
Well, sake is not Korean. That's Japanese.
Well, I mean, they had it on the menu, so I don't know. I'm not questioning where it came from.
Soju. They
did not sell me no soju.
It's funny that you mention this, because on the cruise, one of the spots that everybody ate at was this restaurant called Gunbei. And it's all you scream this the whole time when they're Gunbei! 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 And you sit as a group. Now, we have about 8 folks in our group. So it's just GC adjacent folks at our table. Right behind us was half GC folks with half folks that's not one of us. You hear me?
Yes.
And between us messing with them and them messing with us, the folks on the other side of the table did not know what the heck they got themselves into sitting with a whole table of us, or half a table of us. It was quite hilarious.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
But we had somebody flipping our stuff for us.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I did not have that.
I used to live in Korea, man. This stuff is the best food probably I've ever eaten. I love me a little bulgogi, a little short rib, a little pork belly.
The food was good. I'm not gonna. It was fresh. Everything was really, really good. And the other thing that was tripping me out is the Virgo in me. Is I ordered like zucchini or whatever, and then like my shit was mixed with somebody else's. Like yeah, like can I get a plate with just my stuff on it? Like we know because then people think it's everybody. So then people are eating my zucchini. All right, let's get
It's
to our
everybody.
guest. Yeah.
We're here for a reason. We got a little Dorm
Absolutely.
Disorder podcast to do, and we got a little special surprise for y'all.
Absolutely.
We have finally broken outside of the walls. I'm very, very excited to introduce our next guest, Alysia Mujica. Did I say it right?
Alysia Mujica.
Alysia, that's stupid thing that's got me. The lips in it. There you go. Alysia, how are you today, young lady?
Doing great. How are you guys?
We're doing great. Now, you went to Wyoming Seminary.
Yes.
Which sounds very religious.
Right.
It does.
So yeah, it was not a seminary, was not in Wyoming. So yeah, I was not training up to become a priest on the Wyoming plains.
Clergy.
Right. So yeah.
But this is a boarding school out in western Pennsylvania.
So actually northeastern Pennsylvania. It's like Wilkes-Barre area. If you go up 476 Northeast Extension, you get off exit like 115 Wilkes-Barre, and it was in Kingston, PA, not too far from there.
I don't know why my brain just put us in western Pennsylvania.
That's
I'm thinking of like Mickey's Port for some reason. My brain was in the wrong place this whole time. This is like right up the road.
Yeah, it's not too far, like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, well, close.
Is it still there?
It is still there.
Still open?
Yep, still going strong.
Wow.
Alumni.
Now, your school, unlike our school, had a very different socioeconomic vibe than ours. Ours is a school for, at its founding, poor, white, orphan males. Obviously, most of that has finally gone away. But your school is quite different. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So the majority of students, it was 2/3 day students, 1/3 boarding students. And of those 1/3 of the boarding students, a large majority were international students that were affluent, that had money from countries in Asia and Europe. And then for the day students, they were from wealthy families in the area, and they came from a long line of alumni. Grandpa, great grandpa went there, and so they were kind of all legacy students. And then you had a small population of that 1/3 of boarding students that were scholarship students or were there to play sports. So I was not there to play ice hockey. I was there for academics. So yeah.
But you're a baller then. That means you're rich, right?
No, not at all. So my parents are teachers. So yeah, so not rich at all. So I applied to a bunch of different schools, and they gave me the most scholarship money.
Okay.
So at that point, it was like my parents were like, "Well, this is where you're going because they're gonna give you money, so you're theirs." So yeah.
So you stated that when you were younger, you were looking for a place to go. You were going to school. You were a little bored because you were so far advanced or ahead of what you were being taught, that you looked for a school to go to, and you came onto this one. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, that's very true. So I've always been a go-getter. I shared with them previously that I even found my own summer camp, Sleep Boys summer camp to go to. 10 years old, my parents would put me on a bus in Harlem to go to New Hampshire. So I was always advanced in comparison to my classmates. And I believe in public education. I believe you can get a great public education. I am a public education teacher, but I was not being challenged. I was in honors classes, advanced track, and I was that kid that was goofing off. And then the teacher would call on me and I would have the right answer, and they would just be like, okay, like not doing my homework, and then would get hundreds on all the tests. And it just, for me, I like a challenge. To this day, I love a challenge. So yeah, I started doing some research, and my dad's an educator. A girl at his school actually had gotten into Wyoming Seminary. And so that
Okay.
kind of put it on our radar. We are like, oh, okay, this is outside of, our area, but let's give it a shot. So we went and checked it out. And I liked that it was in a kind of an urban suburban environment. No walls around our campus, so we could just
That's
walk
crazy.
off campus,
crazy.
go to
That's crazy.
Domino's, go to Walgreens, go get some
Wow.
pizza. So that, to me, I was looking for that.
Mhm.
And like I said, the scholarship opportunities, it was kind of a no-brainer at that point.
That's outstanding.
No
That-
walls, no security guards.
I
no
mean, that's half
guardhouse.
the fun. I feel like y'all kind of like missed out on
No
sneaking out
Fairmount
and
Marketplace.
things like that. And well, this is the Dorm Disorder podcast, and I know that you kind of went in between two things in our little pre-interview. You said you were kind of a bad kid in one token, but at the same time, you were like, you at least had some people to help push you along the way.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me what are some of the things that folks at a very wealthy school do to cut up so we can compare it with our Girard community.
Okay, so I don't know if I was bad. I just got good at being sneaky and thinking I was smarter than everybody else. Sometimes it worked out for me, and then other times, yeah, no, it didn't. So I'm not saying I did this, but after study hall, some of the students would go engage in some illicit behaviors behind dumpsters or, in dark corridors, engaging in the devil's lettuce. Not me. But not me. But I mean, it's legal in New Jersey now, so, but this is
Devil's
before that.
Devil's
These kids these
lettuce.
days don't know the struggles. But-
you could turn anything into a bong. You could turn an apple into a bong. You can turn a Sprite can into a bong.
Right.
So, like,
the big pens, the crystal big pens.
There you go.
Right. I mean, that's engineering. So,
Yeah.
the ingenuity, I like it.
But you had also, one of the things like we always talk about is how either teachers or administrators were critical and important to us. You could have somebody like that too while your time at Wyoming Seminary. Why don't you go ahead and tell us about him?
Yeah, absolutely. So Mr. Lawrence, Mr. Rob Lawrence, that was my dog. So he's the reason I graduated. Not because I couldn't keep up with the academics, because I would love to sneak out or have someone else sign me in, and then I would be trying to sneak in through a window or had a door prop trying to come in later. And he really had my back. He was our class's dean, class of 007. He really had my back. One of the only African American teachers, or really we had very few, people of color that were teachers, and he always supported me. He was my, biggest supporter. Anytime I found myself in his office, he would keep it real with me and really was like, I know your dad, like my dad had come, he was like, you cannot mess this up. Like, this is not just for you. This is for all of us. Like,
Right.
Like you got this opportunity, don't waste it. So without him, someone might have given me the boot and kicked me up out of there. But, he was a real one, and I respect him for that. And looking back now as an adult, like I could have really missed out on that opportunity, and then I would have felt, I would have felt terrible. My parents would have been disappointed, and maybe not. Like, it's not my role to be the model minority, but they might not have given someone like me another opportunity. Coming, okay, here's a girl that grew up in Trenton. Maybe they can't handle it. Maybe they can't handle the rigor, the expectation. So without him, I don't know what would have happened. So I'm just so grateful that he just saw the potential in me and just never gave up on me.
So just a couple of things. One of the things we discussed was I'm still trying to wrap my head around day students being mixed in with boarding students. And like, how did that go? They just showed up in the morning. Were they coming in their like Mercedes Benz, and they're coming in their Porsches, and they parked, and then they were there, and then they were just gone after school activities were gone.
Yeah.
And it just seems, I don't know, that would not have worked on our campus. I don't think we would have been able to do day students versus boarding. I think it would have to.
I agree with
The
you.
vibe would have been off.
But even like the school that I'm looking at for my own kid, George School, who we used to compete against like constantly. It's actually about 50% boarding, 50% day student.
That is, wow.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to wear uniforms.
No, we did not have to wear
That is,
uniforms, but there was a dress code, just no uniforms.
I think you got cheated. I think you got cheated out
yeah.
of an experience.
To wear a uniform?
Yeah, yeah. Because
Okay.
it's one thing, and I get it, especially with more affluent kids. Like they just want to wear what they want to wear,
Mhm.
and they gonna wear what they gonna wear.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was probably decked to the nines and the tens. However,
Mhm.
it is something to be said about having to put the same shit on every day.
Well, as we were talking earlier, just before we hit record, right? We were talking about, you weren't there first through fifth grade, but they gave us play clothes. So at no point, first through fifth grade, were we wearing anything that was our own. When we got to sixth and seventh grade, you saw the financial difference to some of the students. Some of the students were able to afford Jordans, they were able to afford designer jeans, and some of us did not. And that's where you started to really see the difference that, hey, we're all the same, but we all don't have the same money.
Not at all.
Yeah, I played sports so that I could just wear my sport uniform and practice stuff.
Just wear
So I didn't have to wear my home clothes.
Mhm.
home clothes.
Home
yeah.
clothes is a thing.
Yeah.
Home clothes is a thing.
I was just thinking about how today it was either wear my cruise shirt, which I have no other reason to wear this shirt anymore outside of our cruise now. But I was thinking about wearing my play shirt because now I'm grown.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to wear play shirts growing up, but I love putting on these uniform shirts that we have kind of remade into the 21st century.
Mhm.
So that's why I say you missed out. Like it's not that typical thing that you can grab onto and be like, remember we used to have to wear this stupid crap?
Mhm.
It's kind of a story in itself.
And they gave us shoes too, shoes and sneakers.
They
It
gave
wasn't
you
just
shoes.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
We used to have this dude with like a repaired cleft lip,
Yep.
and he looked like something out of a horror film, and he was the cobbler. We had a cobbler.
Yeah. And he would fix shoes. before
Okay,
he,
so-
he would fix those joints.
Y'all
I
are
got
back in
problem-
time.
I got a problem. He'd take a nail and a hammer, and he would just put the heel back on. Here you go, good as new.
He just kind of talked like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh my god, it's very much giving like Oliver Twist. Like y'all
It-
just
it-
like with
very
your bowls
much
of
so.
porridge. Like,
Yes. Can we have a little more, please?
Right.
One of the other things that we talked about is obviously this is a very affluent school, and you are a minority woman,
Yes.
and you talked about the opportunity that you had. But what was that like going from Trenton to Wyoming Seminary, and then changing a whole different flip on your demographic?
Yeah, it was challenging. I definitely dealt with imposter syndrome, feeling
Mhm.
like I'm not like these kids. I don't look like these kids. Like for the first time in my life, like school is hard. Maybe I'm not as smart as I thought I was. And so, like you were saying, yeah, there were students pulling up in Range Rovers and Porsches, like first car, like the MTV show, like my Super Sweet 16, like that was reality. And I share with you when I turned 18, my dad gave me his hoopty Kia Rio that my mom called the Flintstone car because you were literally like, I need to speed up. But yeah, it was definitely a culture shock to be like, I grew up in a better situation than all my cousins.
Right.
I came from a 2-parent home.
Mhm.
We went to Catholic school, so
Mhm.
I never really knew that we were as poor as we were. Like looking back now, my parents like, we did a great job because we were really struggling for a while there, but we made it work. We made it happen. So yeah, it was definitely a culture shock. For the first time, you kind of realize you're a have-not. There are haves out there, and this is how they live. And how they live is completely different than me or anyone that I had ever known. So it's a little disheartening as well because you're like, wow, these kids are doing European summers. They've got all the tutors. They've got all the athletic trainers. Anything that, they want to pursue, they have all the resources kind of just handed to them. And I'm like, I wanted to go to summer camp so bad. I had to get a scholarship to go to a summer camp that I researched. And then my parents paid for me to go the first year. And then every summer after that, I had actually won a scholarship to come back for free. So
Good.
I had to always be the best of the best in order
Right.
to have a shot, in order to have a seat at the table. I had to be the best. And that kind of plays into the model minority citizen or, syndrome, where you have to you feel like a representative, like, look how well I speak, look how well I dress. You kind of can't be yourself because all eyes are on you. Like, we gave you a shot. Now perform, let's go. So yeah, it was definitely an eye-opening experience.
We talked about the pressure that you felt because you got into the school, you got the scholarship, your parents are watching you. You're talking about, um, a leader of the school coming to you and saying, "Don't waste this opportunity."
Mhm.
Um, I was the first in my family to graduate high school, right? So you look at those things and you get close to getting kicked out a couple times. Talking about myself now, and you come to this realization that I can't let this opportunity go. Just talk about the pressure, and then I want to go back to the students that you saw driving on there. Was there a little bit of envy just looking at what they're coming in? But I want to touch on just the pressure that you talked about, you felt on yourself to be successful and
Mhm.
finish what you started when you got to Wyoming Seminary.
Right. So much pressure. As a kid, I was literally like sick to my stomach sometimes. So I think I kind of rebelled as well, whereas I was used to not studying. So I'm like, "Okay, I'm going to keep not studying." And then it's like, I need to study because now, you know what I mean? Like, I did not do well on that test and all eyes are on me. And so even to this day, even into my 30s, wanting to make my parents proud and, always having to choose a path that I thought kind of aligned with their vision for my life. And I remember my mom sitting me down some years back and being like, "I'm proud of you right now for who you are, for where you've come from. Like, you could, as long as you're making smart decisions, like, you could really take any path and we're going to be proud of you." And that happened when maybe I was like 28, almost like 10 years ago. And for some reason, that was just like a weight lifted off of me. Like, I did it, I made my parents proud. So going back to what you were asking about the pressures that were there, absolutely. And being a 14-year-old trying to navigate the complex emotions where you're dealing with imposter syndrome, you want to make people proud, you feel like everyone's kind of looking at you. None of my cousins went to college. My parents are the first in our family to go to college, and so it's kind of like we worked hard. My dad always worked multiple jobs. I was there on campus with my parents as they were doing night classes. I remember both my parents went to the college in New Jersey. I look back now and tell my mom, I'm like, CPS would have been at y'all's door if this was today, because she used to leave us in the library, like in the college library, and be at the like computer lab. And my sister was bad. She was like, my mom would leave us and it was like Rugrats. Immediately she was like, "We're out." I was like, "Oh my God, no. I just want to look at books in the library." And so we're like on around campus, like we like found my mom in the in the computer lab. She's like, "Go back to the library." And my sister's maybe like 4. We're like 4 and 6, just like wandering a college campus. Like, we could have definitely got snatched up.
Yeah.
Thank God we
Wow.
didn't. But
Wow.
yeah, just knowing that I need to do better. They worked hard so that the next generation could take it to the next level, and it was kind of like my responsibility as well to do better.
I mean, Wayne Williams was the only person actually snatching minority children. You was fine. You in the hood, you good. Everybody, them badass kids. Everybody paying them no mind. Cars. Cars.
What do you mean?
You want to talk about the cars?
Oh, not just the cars, just in general. You talking about European vacations? Like, was there any like moment where you look and you're like, why can't that be my life?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Jealousy, not jealousy and as in like I didn't want them to have it. It was in like, how are they born into this privilege essentially, even though I have my own privilege, which I can recognize now, but how are they born with everything handed to them, all this privilege, all these things, and I'm not. I have to work my tail off in order to go to a summer camp, to have nice clothes, nice things. Even though my parents tried really hard, I got really good at shopping clearance sales. I'm serious. Yeah, to this day, I'm like a budget shopper. Like, I got really good at dressing with the things that, my parents provided to me. Like, I was sharing with my husband the other day, from 14 years old, wearing heels to school every day. Because if you weren't wearing heels, I'm talking like 4 or 5 inch heels. This is the 2000s. You weren't a baddie if you weren't wearing like stilettos to class.
I'm actually
Yeah, that's
you just blew my mind on this. This has not come up in the pre-interview.
Yeah.
Yup. How was y'all dressing?
How was that dress code?
Yeah, what is this?
So the dress code for girls, it was like dresses, skirts, slacks to the knee. When I had first started there, I was like first day in my like khaki pants and my like button ups from Old Navy, and then seeing what the other girls are wearing, what the other students are wearing, it's like, okay, like I am not cool. Like, I look like a nerd. I look like I'm here in academic scholarship. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I started shopping at other stores like Abercrombie at the time, on the clearance racks, like J. Crew, Gap, Banana Republic, and even some a little higher end. And just, I got really good at thrifting. I used to thrift. I used to be really skinny because I was like, all right, eating disorders in the 2000s were another topic. But I used to go to the Goodwill and I used to buy everything off season. So I would get like Banana Republic jackets and coats and pea coats that they would sell for like $2 in August.
Right.
And so I would, like I said, get really good at thrifting and finding designer clothes and making it work.
Wow.
What was these kids wearing though? Like, wait a minute. Like, I can't paint the picture in my head. Like, at 4-inch heels.
Have you ever seen Mean Girls?
No.
The movie Mean Girls?
Yes.
So, like,
Forget y'all. Really good.
yeah, the girls from Mean Girls, like skirts, dresses, blazers with the brooches in the back, 4-inch heels, like hair pinned straight every day, not one out of place, full face of makeup.
Damn.
Wednesdays we wear pink.
I mean,
I don't get
pretty
the
much,
reference.
yeah.
Well, they wore pink on Wednesdays.
Right,
So
right,
Mean Girls.
right. The gentleman had to wear slacks, button-up shirts or polos, sports coats. So it there wasn't a uniform, but you had to.
It's not a uniform.
Just not a uniform.
Right.
Yeah.
No sneakers, dress shoes.
I brought up the socioeconomic piece because at Girard, like I said, we were all kind of in the same situation. We're in the same boarding school, one to no parents. But when we went to play the George school and we played Soulberry, I was a little more aggressive in those games. And as I got older, I started to realize that I had so much animosity, like driving onto that campus, seeing the situation they're in versus what I was in. To your point, how do they have this and I don't? And I get it. My mom wasn't working, like my dad wasn't around. So I understand they played a big part in it. But as a kid, 14, 15, you're like, F this, man. So if there was a time to foul somebody in a basketball court, I wasn't trying to hurt somebody, but I let them know that I was there and that I was around. And same thing with soccer. Like the slide tackles be a little bit harder. And I realized it was misplaced because I was pissed off at them because they had what I didn't have. But it wasn't their fault. But they were the only people that I had in front of me that were in that economic status, that I had an ability to reach out and touch.
Now you know why I joined the wrestling team. Now you know why Carrie used to get disqualified all of the time for slamming someone. Yeah. See, the difference between basketball and soccer is we got to hurt each other. And we were very good at causing these little rich kids pain. And I enjoyed it thoroughly. Looking at the only folks that we really looked at as peers in a way was Bristol High School. Because we knew those white kids was just as broke as we were. There was that dude on there. He had to make weight one time, and we'd do all kinds of things. Hang upside down, do this, that, and the other thing. You know what my man had to do make weight one day? Take his dentures out, because he had no teeth left. He had like 4 of them. Took his dentures out, made weight. We liked those kids. Yeah. We enjoyed them. But if you went to Friends Central, Friends Select, George School, I don't care. Any kind of friend. Yeah. We made sure that you felt it when you wrestled us. And we always lost because we just didn't have enough people. Yeah. But we won individually. And we hurt them along the way. I'm sorry.
And you just met us too, so I just we are not violent people. We're not violent people, but emotionally as a child, that's just how we just like, I guess, processed our emotion, which is wrong today. And just having that conversation with you on Thursday kind of brought that back up, because I do feel bad now. Like, you know, I didn't have to like be mad at somebody because they're in a better situation. They didn't put themselves in that situation. Their parents worked hard and put them in that position to be successful before, right? And we had to work harder. We had to work harder to get where we're at. But I think that helps the generation coming up behind us. You saw how hard your parents worked. You worked just as hard, if not harder. And then generation behind you is going to see the work that you're putting in and that your family's putting in, and hopefully it continues that cycle. So
thank you for listening to the Dorm Disorder Podcast. Until next time, lights out.